what's the essence of sports? What's the appeal to sports, nationally and internationally? Why do people like them? Now, some may say, I'm loyal. I'm loyal to a certain team or a city or player. Others may say they like the fundamentals of the game, right? I'm a traditionalist. I'm a purist. I love the way the game is played. I love the X's and O's, the ins and outs of the game. That's why I enjoy watching it. Now, those answers are partially correct, but there is one overarching theme that blankets every sport. And that's the fact that competition drives ratings, competition drives interest in sports. People love competition. We're programmed to like competition. Think about it. Who doesn't like a buzzer-beating thriller? Who doesn't enjoy two teams going at it, back and forth, a battle, till the very end? It's exhilarating. It's entertaining. It's must-watch television or must-listen-to radio. We adore competition. So when there's a sport that exists that doesn't have competition, when it dissembles any competition it had, when the same four teams are always talked about and always make it to the deeper part of the playoffs, there's a problem. You're going to disenfranchise people who were, quote-unquote, fans of the sport. When the same 4 or 5 teams make it, when the same 4 or 5 teams are being talked about locally and nationally, there's gonna be a problem. Which organization do you think I'm talking about right now? If you guessed the NBA, you're 100% right. The NBA ratings since 2010, 2012 have gone straight down every year. And many people have come up with theories. Oh, they talk about social justice too much. I'm a partisan. I don't want to deal with it. That's one predominant theory. But let me offer up a different one, a more intelligent one, if you will. Does this have something to do with competition? I know from personal experience, I don't like the NBA one bit anymore. It's always the same teams. It seems like when the year begins, we already know who's going to be in the finals. We already know who's going to win the finals. There's no competitive element. If we're talking locally, if you're a Bulls fan, there's really no reason to watch. They're not even close to a playoff appearance, and if they get in, what are the odds they actually advance past round 1? 0. Seeding in the NBA playoffs means nothing anymore. It did before, not anymore. LeBron James's Cavaliers a couple of years ago, they were a 4 seed. They won. Players are now listed more as healthy scratches. They don't play as much. Minutes are limited. During the regular season, nobody cares anymore. Players, of course, they don't. How many times have you gone to your favorite game, watched your favorite team in person, and found out the night of that the star player wouldn't be on the court because he was, quote-unquote, a healthy scratch? He didn't want to play that night. How many times has that happened to you? And then people wonder why attendance is down a bit. People wonder why revenues are down. People wonder why no one watches anymore on TV. Who's going to tune in if the star player isn't playing? Or similarly, if I don't know when or if the star is playing, I'm not going to chance it every night, tune in and see, then tune out or stay and watch the game. I'm going to be fed up. I'm going to be disenfranchised. I'm not going to want to watch anymore. It's ironic, but right now in the bubble, after the boycott that happened last week, ratings are back up. The NBA has recovered to pre-COVID ratings. Now, those ratings in the grand scheme of things are still down. They're not 2010 level, 2012 level, but at least they've made it back to pre-COVID. And again, we have theories rumbling all day, all the time about social justice. They boycotted, so more people are watching. Or conversely, they boycotted, less people are watching. I don't want to get into that. I really think there's only a small sect of NBA fans, or sports fans for that matter, who will actually take the time to turn off their TV and not watch their favorite sport or team because they take a knee for the anthem, or they have Black Lives Matter on their shirt. It's a free country. It's America. They can do what they want. I'm not affected by it. You can wear the slogan. You cannot wear the slogan. I don't care. I love the game. I love the competition. I want basketball, football, baseball, hockey. That's what I care about. I care about the game itself. I care about the competitive element of the game. I don't care about the off-the-court antics or the social justice messages. If you do it, great. It's your opinion. You're a person. Express it. Fine. It's not going to turn me on or off of a game or a sport or a franchise. I don't care. Do what you deem fit. Do what you see is right in your eyes. So for those who keep beating that drum, for those who keep saying, I'm not watching, too many social justice issues, or the opposite, the ratings are up because they boycotted, that has nothing to do with it. The real reason ratings are back is because competitive basketball is back. Did you hear me? Competitive basketball is back. For once, we're watching games, we're enjoying them, and we're not worried about or predicting or already know who's going to be in the finals. The Bucks are down 3-0 to the Heat. The Bucks are the number 1 seed. They were the consensus pick to get to the finals from the Eastern Conference. Now they're suffering. Giannis is not playing up to his potential. He's actually shown everybody that he's truly not a LeBron-esque superstar yet. He can't lead a team in the postseason. That's what people like. People don't want 1 versus 2, 1 versus 2, and then 1 versus 1 in the playoffs. People don't want LeBron James in the finals every single year. They want changes. They want it to be a toss-up. They want competition. And here's another note, by the way. When was the last time that the Bulls and the Knicks were both competitive in the same year? That's right, early 2010s. The Bulls had Derrick Rose. The Knicks had Carmelo Anthony. They made the postseason. They played meaningful basketball. And what do you know? The ratings are high. New York is the number 1 market in the entire country. Chicago's number 3. Los Angeles is number 2. And guess what? Both the Lakers and the Clippers are in the postseason this year. And right now they're predicting that they'll both face each other in the Western Conference Finals. I wonder what the Nielsen ratings will be for Game 1 of that series. I wonder how many TVs in LA will be watching that game, or how many people will be streaming that game when it's all said and done, and that series. There's so much more to this than social justice. How many people do you know personally who've said, I'm done with the NBA, I can't take the justice issues put out there? I don't know one. I don't know one person who said that. I know a lot of people who've really found their love again with the NBA recently. A lot of people have. Could be because of the bubble, but my guess is basketball is competitive again. We're watching games that have meaning. We're watching our superstars not sit on the bench and have a healthy scratch, but play at a high level. We have no clue who's going to be in the finals. Everyone who said Lakers is not looking good right now. The Lakers have holes. Everyone who said Bucks, the Bucks are about to be eliminated. The number one seed's going to be gone. That's what makes the NBA, that's what makes every sport tolerable, watchable. Competition. When you don't know who's going to be in the finals, when you don't know who's going to be contending, when the top pick ends up falling off the map like the Bucks or the Lakers to an extent, it becomes must-watch TV. Because then, it's not predictable. It's unpredictable. People have no clue. They're forced to tune in and watch. And I guarantee you, the minute the Bulls rebuild is over, the minute the Knicks can get things figured out, ratings will be even higher. Because then, you've got the New York market and you've got the Chicago market. Let's think before we make blanket statements and blame one thing and one thing only for a drop in ratings or an increase in ratings. Does the social justice and that aspect of it make a difference? Maybe. But I would argue it's minimal at best. The reason ratings are up, the reason people care about the NBA again, is competition. It's become unpredictable again. It's become fun to watch. And if the association can learn from this and try and replicate it in years to come and get new teams with bigger markets in the spotlight, ratings will continue to go up and up. Business will continue to boom. Promote competition. Be happy about the fact that the number one team is nowhere near the finals. That's what makes good basketball. That's what makes sports fun to watch. Competition. Not a predetermined winner. And not a team that you know is already going to be there. The underdog winning means a lot. Having teams with big markets now in the playoffs means a lot. This is not a social justice issue. As much as people want to tell you that, it's not. Competition, unpredictability, those two factors make the NBA much more watchable. More to come here on Sports Talk Chicago. My interview with Teddy Greenstein comes up next, so stay tuned.